I think I can still share with you, though. Hey, guys. Sorry. We are in here. We're going to play Sweet Love because these are love lessons. We try to choose a record that deals with love. And so we're playing Sweet Love. And we do not own. We don't have the rights. We do not own. Hey, hi everybody.
Hey Stan.
Sorry
hey,
guys. We are a bit late. We had to have a discussion and we ran over. There were some things going on. So sorry. I know you guys probably were waiting for us. And thank you for joining. So how many of y'all know this record? You know who this is. What's going on, Dean? What's going on?
Welcome.
Stan, hey fam. Tasha, hey boo. Hey everybody. Dean's online. Dean always come with all the questions.
Thank you, sir.
Hey. So we just kind of let the record, if you guys need to run and do something, go to the bedroom and grab something, you can do that. We just want to try to get more people online before we begin. This is going to be so good, y'all. This is going to be so good. Anita Baker, that's right. Thank you. Sasha said, what happened? We can talk offline later. Oh, the hearts. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the hearts. Don't forget to share the link, share the video, share the live feed on your page so we can help get the word out to the people.
Yes. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was so good. Everywhere I ate, the food was good. And I said it, we came on earlier, about 10 minutes after 6. And I don't know if you guys caught us, but what I was saying is that I feel like I gained 10 pounds. Anybody on here, did you gain any weight? I did. I shouldn't have cooked the cake. I shouldn't have cooked any pies. And then I was at my cousin's and I was eating her food as well. I see my cousin Marsha. Hey, Marsha. And so I am so full.
Welcome.
I stayed full ever since Thursday. Dressing. I love dressing. That's like my favorite. Dressing is. And if the turkey is nice and juicy, I'm into that. And then my husband, he loves mac and cheese. But y'all, yeah, I've gained weight. I could tell it's around my tummy and my back when I sit down. When you don't feel good, when you sit down and you can kind of feel that thing. Yeah, somebody laughing. But I feel that thing when I sit down. So I know I've done some damage. So I'm going to have to, take care of that and be in the gym. I'm packing my gym clothes tonight so that I can be in the gym tomorrow to get this off me. Hey, Adrian.
Welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, everybody. All right. So you want to go ahead, mister?
So tonight's topic that we're talking about for Love Lessons is marriage prep. Marriage prep. So a lot of people was thinking marriage prep, I'm already married. So this message is actually going to be twofold. We talked about it before the video. What we want to do is, even though marriage prep is specifically or seems specifically geared toward the singles, those who are single, looking to be married and they want to know what to do and how to get ready. But this can also be on the flip side for those of us who are already married and may not have, quote unquote, prepared or been prepared or felt like they were prepared for marriage. And may just want to tweak some things, maybe add some things to the mix. There's always, we never have this thing down. So there may be something shared tonight that you may want to add to the repertoire, put on the menu, put on the shopping list. That's the whole goal for the videos.
Yep, guys. So I think we have enough people on here.
Tasha said, please give me the question to ask these ninjas. The question to ask, huh?
Absolutely. We will definitely give you the things that you can ask when you're dating, right?
But this particular in my opinion, this particular subject is introspective. It's actually something that we have to ask ourselves, Tasha, and things that we have to check with ourselves. You know, we spend a lot of times looking at the other people, examining other people, seeing if they measure up. But what about us? What about us? Do we measure up? Are we ready? Both mind and spirit. Do we have our act together? Do we have our business together? Do we have our finances together? Are we emotionally stable? These are the questions we're going to be looking to ask ourselves tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Hey, Ina, that's my girlfriend.
Welcome.
Hey. Tasha's saying, oh, okay. I like that introspective part of it, because a lot of times, girls, we have our list. We have a list of things that we want. And if this person isn't meeting what's on our list, we done, right? But everybody have a list, right? Everybody know what they're looking for. Maybe sometimes you don't know what you're looking for. But for the most part, you do kind of have a mental list. You may have written it down. I know people who have actually written down what they want from out of a person that they would like to marry or whatever. But when you think about yourself too, you have to think about what are you able to offer in that relationship. What are you able to give, and are you really ready? Are you still hurting from your past relationship? Because 9 times out of 10, if you're still hurting and you're dealing with some things, you're carrying that on. So you may be not healthy enough to start a fresh relationship. So this is about self-checking. And for those who are married and who may watch this now or be watching it later, you may know that, man, you can say now, I wasn't ready. Like, we've been through a lot because I wasn't ready. And so this is something that we want to kind of help people with, like making sure that you have something to offer, that you have the goods, right? That you, women, for us, we need to know how to clean up too. Now, a lot of things are shared, but it used to be, old school. It used to be more so us, but a lot of times we're sharing things in the household that we're going to be doing. But are you a person who ain't really clean? We need to be clean as women. We need to know how to clean up. We do. We need to at least get us about, I'll say, 5 good meals that we can cook. Because you can marry a guy who is a cook, women, but you need to have you at least 5 meals that you can cook, because men like to eat. Hey, Mia, that's my cousin. How are you? Shakita, hey, girl, you engaged.
Welcome.
Let me just say congratulations, because Shakita is engaged and she gonna be getting married. She is going. Oh, that's so perfect. I got a fiance on here.
That's right.
And she's gonna be getting married. So we just want to give some really good nuggets to you guys today. That's right. And so we're talking about, do you have the goods? Are you really ready before you go and say, I do to anybody?
What's up, Mia?
You need to make sure you have the goods. Listen, so Ryan, you want to kind of talk about the credit? Because I know you had brought that up when you were going over some things with me.
Well, a point I wanted to make before we really get into it is I found a scripture that was inspired, that inspired this particular topic. And that scripture came from Luke chapter 14, verses 28. That scripture reads, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" Okay? So basically what that's saying is, when we're looking to get into something or make a pact or make a covenant into something, how many of us don't consider the cost or consider what lies on the other side of that commitment? Okay, the other topics before today, we talked about commitment and communication. So now we're talking about what lies on the other side of the commitment. Okay, I thought about an analogy before the show. I know we got a lot of people who watch sports. I'm a sports head, and one of my most favorite athletes in the history of sports, and I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me, is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was considered by most to be the greatest athlete, at least the greatest basketball player ever, if not the greatest athlete ever. And one of the things I always admired about Michael Jordan wasn't just the way he performed in the game. The stories and the reports that I always used to hear is how Michael Jordan would practice and how he prepared for the game. He was one of the best preparers in the history of sports, in the history of basketball, because he played his heart out in practice. And he required his teammates to play just as hard as he did in the practice. So when it was game time, the hard practice would translate over to the game, and now the game goes smoother. Not that the game went perfect, but the game went smoother. Why am I saying this? Because when we make preparation for marriage as individuals, husband on his side, the wife on her side, or fiancés at that point, when you make an effort to practice those things or get prepared, prepare yourself, whatever those areas are. Find out what your strengths are. Find out what your weak areas are and prepare. That makes the marriage, I don't want to call it a game, but it makes the marriage smoother. Mm-hmm. Not perfect. It makes it smoother. That's so good. A lot of the rough spots that we go through when we enter into the marriage, it can be avoided if we do the preparation on our parts. If we just take care of the preparation spend the time. I'm telling you, spend that time to find out about you. Spend the time to find out what you need to improve on. And I'm telling you, I can attest that it makes the marriage ride smoother. Yeah. Not perfect, smoother.
Yeah. As he was talking about Michael Jordan and his preparation, guess who else I thought about, y'all? Walter Payton.
Another one.
Walter Payton, he's one of my favorite athletes. I like football better than basketball. So I love Walter Payton.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his preparation because he ran up those hills. He had everything on him, making him heavier. Because why? In the game, he knew he was playing a rough game. He knew that he was playing a game where it's a lot of physical contact, right? And not only that, he knew that he was going to be tackled. So he thinking to himself, now, how do I prepare for a game where it's really physical? People going to be trying to knock me down. But my goal is to get this ball and get a touchdown.
That's right.
Your goal before marriage is to get to the altar and then you stay married, because divorce is not an option, right? So what do you do to prepare? Well, what Walter did, he went and climbed up these hills that made his legs super strong. So when men were trying to knock him down, they could not bring him down. It was always 2 to 3 men.
Yeah.
That had to be on Walter sometimes to knock him down. Sometimes, like my husband said, sometimes 4 or 5 men to knock him down. Why? Why was he so good? He prepared. He prepared himself. Right. So you all, it is so important. Before we really get into it, we want y'all to know, we want to ask you a question. Are you preparing? Are you being a Michael Jordan? Are you being a Walter Payton? Are you really preparing for this? Yeah, there's a lot of premarital counseling and things like that goes on. It's really good to find one that's really good. Not just someone gonna sit you in the office and just be like, y'all love each other. Okay, where did y'all meet? Okay, y'all both saved. Yeah. Oh, okay, listen. That is too surface. Marriage is too deep. People are always getting divorced because they haven't asked each other questions. They don't even know how they're going to raise their children. They haven't talked about finances. That's very important. They haven't talked about totals, your scores, your credit scores and things like that. Because listen, you're going to want to buy a house. That's why we're talking about that. Because you're going to want to buy things. You're going to want to get things together or separate. We know couples where one of the people credit was so bad the house only can go in that one name. But that meant that they couldn't get as much room as they needed because they were going to be building a family.
Yeah.
So it puts a strain on the relationship when you haven't discussed it. And then you find out that the person's credit is so bad, you can't even get nothing with the joker.
Right. Miyoshi's asking a question here. She's asking, if divorce is not an option, what are our options? That's good. You want to answer it?
So,
here's in my opinion, with that question, Miyoshi. Divorce not being an option, and divorce means to divide, basically. Divorce, divide, split. If we're not splitting, the only option, there's only one option. There's only one option, which is the opposite, which is to stay together. Mm-hmm. There's only one other option. We had to fight it through. But here's the thing, and this is why we're talking about marriage prep on tonight. The reason why the marriage option becomes such an easy out for so many couples. We've seen it left and right, and we see it in the church and out of the church. The reason why it's such a prevalent option is because either one or both, and most time both, did not enter into the marriage with the right mindset. Meaning preparation. We weren't ready for what marriage calls for. We weren't ready to share. One or the other wasn't thinking about having children. One or the other wasn't thinking about raising your children.
Because we got a whole lot of step kids, entering right in.
One or the other one was thinking I was going to be able to stay home while you go to work.
Ooh.
One or the other one was thinking you were going to be the breadwinner while I can pursue my dream. Whatever it is. And you're going to carry the weight. The preparation starts with us as an individual. We got to know what we're presenting. Here's another example. When we're going into business, those are entrepreneurs who are out there. When you're going into a business partnership with somebody, okay, you got a great idea on the table. The person you thinking about partnering with, they got a great idea on the table. It's a winner on both sides. Now we got to bring those two ideas together, right? You have a business plan. They don't have a business plan. They just got an idea. But you got your idea laid out into a formatted business plan. How are you going to feel about the other person that you're looking to entertain as a business partner not having any type of plan? They just want to take your plan and capitalize off of your plan. It's not that business relationship is not really going to go. It's a big chance that it's not going to go well because we're not coming in the situation on the same page. Mm-hmm. You just got talent. You just got thoughts and dreams, but you don't have any type of thing. You don't have anything written down. You don't have any preparation for this thing that we're getting ready to take on in business. I'm just talking about in business. How much greater in marriage will we got to be together every day, all day? In a lot of cases, we got to share homes, we got to share bills, we got to share accounts, whatever, to depend on the marriage, we got to share whatever. And now we're not even on the same page in those regards because we don't even know how each other do it. You may have been getting taken care of by your parents the whole time.
Whoa.
It happens.
So you have a different frame of mind. If that be the case, you have a different frame of mind. Yeah. And when we were saying that divorce is not an option, we do understand, you guys, that divorce is an option. But because the percentage is so high, you don't want to go into it already thinking, which a lot of people do now. It's an easy out. So a lot of people say, well, if it don't work, I'm going to get a divorce. Yeah. They walking down the aisle like, listen, if this is, we already got a little bit of problems. If she keep on, we just going to get out of this real quick with a divorce. Yeah. What we mean by making divorce not an option, it's a mentality. It's a mentality that I'm going to make it work. If you adopt that mentality that divorce is not an option, it makes you work. Yeah. It doesn't make you throw in the towel so quickly and just say, forget about it. You know what? Divorce, here I come. and then have your little divorce party.
Yeah.
You know, it is about adopting the frame of mind that I'm getting in this for the long haul. I'm getting in this, and I am going to accept the vows that I said that I was going to go through. Good and bad. People don't like the bad part, but you said it. You said it, but we don't know what the bad part is. Yeah. We don't know what it is. But, you know, some of us are willing, some of us are not willing. Yeah. Because bad can be really bad. And we're not talking about abuse, if somebody putting their hands on you and actually abusing you with their mouths. That's an issue as well. Yeah. If bad get bad like that, I understand. There may be times when you might need to separate. Somebody might need to go get some counseling. Those are your options, Miyoshi. I did read your, I heard Ron read your question. I wanted to say what your options are. Sometimes you got to get help. You try getting help in different ways. And one way, especially, is us. It's us. We got to get off our list of what we need that other person to be. And we need to become healthy as well. So this is about prepping for it. We all know ourselves, what we like to do, what we don't like to do. We know that. But is that all good? The parts that you know are not good, do the work.
Right. And see, that's why we really were spending time on tonight talking about marriage prep. And from an individual standpoint, in the scripture that we brought out, Luke 14:28, basically is talking about how we are prepared for the undertaking. And that particular scripture made reference to a building or building. You're coming together to build. What tools do you have to build? Do you go into a situation from a construction standpoint, and construction industry people out there, do you look to build a building without a crane? Do you look to build a building without cement, concrete? Do you go into a situation where you're looking to build a building without steel, without the workers, without the blueprint? That's pretty much what we're looking, the angle we're coming from tonight. We're talking about going into situations under-equipped.
Under-equipped.
Under-equipped. Not that, and again, like with the sports references we brought up early in the video, not that you're going to have a perfect situation, but you're going to make the situation smoother. The general things are going to go according to the plans because you have prepared. The main stuff has been prepared. You spend time preparing and practicing for the main stuff. Because we've seen a lot of situations that a lot of marriages are in turmoil because of simple stuff. Stuff that could have been handled before they said I do.
Yeah.
A lot of people never get to the I do.
Yeah. Because
they can't even talk about the preparation stuff, the planning stuff. They don't even want to talk about the stuff. They want to bring it up.
Yeah. Toya got a question here. We're going to address some of the questions now.
What we got?
So is that why 70% of marriage end in divorce in the black community?
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah. And y'all know we like the bling, we like the wedding, we like that whole thing, baby. And we Toya, love all of that.
You are on point. This got to be taught. And from a cultural standpoint, Toya, you are absolutely correct. We have dropped the ball in our community, so to speak. We've dropped the ball and had the ball dropped before us in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Because of the poor, I hate to say poor examples, but they were not equipped. They were under-equipped themselves. So you can't pass a tool to me that you don't have.
Woo! That's good! That's good! Man of God!
You can't give me a hammer when you weren't using one yourself. Good. You can't give me a screwdriver when you were trying to get the screw in the building with your thumb.
Yeah.
You were trying to turn the screw in like this. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that.
That is so good.
So we have to do a good job. And that's why I said in the beginning of the video, we have to do the job ourselves, on ourselves. This introspective work that has to be done. You have to spend that time. You can't go into situations where now you're looking to date somebody. You're looking to take somebody on as a spouse. But you haven't done any work. You haven't done any inventory. Here. Yeah. Here. No inventory. You just going through life, by the flying by the seat of your pants, when you need to do some work first to make the ride smoother. Not perfect.
Yeah.
Smoother.
Yeah. That's so good. Let me see here.
What else we got?
I saw another. Hold on, guys. We're gonna get to some of your question. Mio, she said, I was asking, what are the other options or strategies that keep them from throwing in the towel? Maybe another segment. So what are some of the other strategies that will keep you from throwing in the towel? Working on communication, better communication. And I think the number one thing is also to seek counsel. And sometimes it take a minute when it comes to counseling, because you have to figure out who is the right counselor for you, right? And for those who missed, her question was regarding if divorce is not an option, what are your other options?
Right.
And so you got to seek counsel. Sometimes you can go and get the clinical counseling. You can get the godly counseling, or you can get a mixture of both, because you need to find the right person for your situation. Because bringing two people together is so very difficult. We are marrying people who have mental issues. We are marrying people who have no clue as to how to be a good husband and a good wife. We are marrying people who have had molestation issues.
Absolutely.
So now you're married and you don't know why she wants to sleep with you, because she's been molested.
Or doesn't want to.
Or don't want to. And the same thing with a guy. There's issues. There's tons of issues with people. You have some people who are they are what you call the people. They're very perfect, and they don't want OCD. the toothpaste to be moved to a different spot.
OCD.
You're dealing with so much, and you won't know until you get in the house with them. You won't know.
Yeah.
And so you got to say, oh my goodness, now I'm dealing with something that maybe I didn't have knowledge with. Now, what we're saying is, don't go get a divorce because you feel like you can't handle it. The first time it rises, you want to go running and get a divorce. We're saying, work, do the work, okay? And that work is going to be challenging. We're not telling you that it's going to be easy, but it's going to be work. It's work with the counselor and working within yourself. Yourself. Because sometimes we can be people's triggers. See, we pointing the finger. We always point the finger at the person, but it could be your strategies or the way that you communicate. It could be it could be some habits that you picked up along the way. It could be your non-trusting issues. It can be your insecurities that are going on. So that's why we're saying, do the work for yourself first. Make sure you got something to offer. And I'm telling you, if you do the work, when you're dating, you won't have time for those relationships that are not befitting to you. Yeah. You won't, when you do a lot of work on yourself and you coming as a wife, or you are a man and you are looking for this particular type of woman, you're not going to be wasting time. You've done too much work.
Right. Your chances of settling for less than what you are looking for is greater. Yeah. The chances are greater for you not settling for less.
Yeah. So another way, you want to discuss another way for them to prep for marriage. Another thing that can be done for them taking care of themselves before marriage.
Well, yeah. I mean, we talked about a lot. I mean, we can't skip on the health. We got to take care of our health.
So good.
We got to take care of our health. We got to go into the situation. I mean, really all this is about is presenting your best self. Present your best health. Health is a big key because, and here it is again, we call it coming from a cultural perspective because African American community, we're very high on health challenges. And the older we get, the higher the challenges tend to be.
Absolutely.
So we have to do a better job in our community to take care of our health matters. Take care of our health matters. Men, I'm going to talk to y'all because we are very bad. And I say we, all inclusive, we, me included. We don't do a good job of getting our checkups. We don't do a good job if this hurt to go see why. Sometimes some of us we may twist or break something and we still won't go. We'll just wait till it heal. I mean, I'm telling the truth. I'm one too. I'm guilty on a lot of counts. But we have to do a lot better in that regard, especially when we're looking to join in matrimony with a wife. You're looking to take on a wife, but you got too many things going on with your health, bro.
Yeah.
You got too many things going on. And now guess what? When you're not feeling good, a lot of times you don't treat people good.
Ooh.
So now you're dating this young lady and you're not feeling your best. You got some issues going on. Sometimes you got issues you don't even know what's going on because you didn't go get checked and see what it is. Now you're feeling not your best self and you're trying to entertain the company of a woman and you grouchy, you hurt, you in pain, you got headache, you got whatever this going on, and she looking like, man, what is going on? What have I got myself into?
Yeah. And it's just not fair. Like if you're not healthy, it's just not fair because I don't want to marry nobody right in the beginning. You know, we at the hospital most of the time.
Yeah.
Don't nobody got time for that. That's unfair. It's unfair to you too because it's not a good quality of life.
Right.
Going back to what we were saying about, are you presenting your best self, you know, in the situation of being a wife or a husband? You know, being healthy is, you all, that's what keeps us here. That's what helps us to have longer marriages and fulfilling marriages because we can go for a walk. We can go for a walk. We can hold hands and, you know, we can do some physical things, you know, because when you're not healthy, everything is a little shifted. Everything is a little off because I can't move like this and I can't move like that. So now we forced into this, if you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
true. That health issue tends to bleed over into all other issues too. I mean, when you're not feeling good, I'm telling you, it takes away from a lot of other areas as well.
Hey, Glenn. Hey,
up?
sweetie.
What's up? Welcome.
Tasha said,
My man coming to the gym with
she
me.
bringing her man to the gym with her. Tasha is younger, though, you guys. Really, we have an advantage. When we date younger, we have an advantage. Usually we're pretty healthy. And so it might be later down the line in your relationship that somebody gets sick. And so we understand that those things happen. But no excuses, because even then, if the doctor give you instructions and there's something that you're supposed to be doing to become healthier, you should do it.
Yeah.
You should still try to maintain being healthy so that you're presenting your best self.
And I'm going to say this even for those who are out there that are already married. But I put this nugget out there. As a husband, as a spouse, when I feel good, I'm better for my marriage. When I feel good about me, when I can look in the mirror and feel good about what I see,
Woo!
to me, I'm better for her. I'm better to her. I'm better for her.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah. This is so good. Because but it's not. It's just not physical.
Yeah.
It's not just physical. Sometimes we messed up mentally.
That too.
We messed up mentally. We bringing all kind of mess. We saying, have you taken care of yourself? Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure that some healing has taken place if you know that you're dealing with insecurities. If you know you're a jealous type of person, and you're going to call the person that you're dating 3 and 4 times a day. They can't even leave your house because you had a bad experience previously.
Yeah.
Work on that. that's unattractive. It's insecure.
Yeah.
Don't take that. It's a turn off, you all.
Yeah.
Don't take something like that into a relationship. It's a turn off.
Emotional health.
Emotional health
is good. That's
yeah.
a good area too.
Yeah. And women, and how to take care of that, some of the insecurities is that you have to get more into yourself. You know, when we look better, we feel better. So one way for us to look better is to make sure that we are doing something with ourselves, you know, making sure that you're dressed, you're nice and neat, you're clean, your hair is done, and that you speak affirmations. Yeah. If you are a person who are into God, you speak God's word back to yourself on who you are, who God says you are. Yes. When you know who you are, your insecurities will leave you. If you're not into that, you can also have affirmation that speaks to who you are as a woman. Yeah. You know who you are, and so that you can begin to believe that you are a different person, so you can walk different, you can attract different people, because now there is a confidence now that you will carry. So when you are dating, you're not giving all of that insecurity off.
Yeah. And get in some good company.
Yeah.
The Bible says there's safety in a multitude of counsel.
That's so good.
Get in the company of those people who make you feel safe, who make you feel encouraged, who make you feel good, make you feel like your best self.
Yeah.
And keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Don't keep you digging back in old stuff.
Yeah,
what they
so
call
that's
scratching
good.
back.
Yeah. So we talked about credit, and we've talked about health.
Yep.
Now, and then we mental health too. And then so now we're going to talk about let's see.
But you got finances? I don't know if we need to hit. Did we hit on that already?
We haven't, but let's hit on that.
Okay. So finances.
Well, kind of credit was kind of like, but we could still separate finance.
Yeah. I mean, credit does kind of touch in there and the partners with that. I mean, that's your financial credit card. That's your credit card. That's your life credit card of how you handle your finances. Mm-hmm. So definitely, and I think I see more and more in modern times that a lot of people are starting to, in our culture, starting to pay more attention to their credit, but a lot of us wait until it's too late. They wait until there's black eyes all over the place and then try to get the black eyes taken off their credit. When we really did do the stuff.
Yeah, you're really guilty. You ain't paid your bills.
We guilty for creating the black eyes, but then now we want to get somebody to take the black eyes off. So here's what I'm saying. In the preparation for marriage, let's do our best job. And like my niece said earlier, this is another one of those areas that is better taught and passed down from previous generations. Because a lot of us, when we enter into adulthood, we don't be thinking about that stuff. We be getting credit cards, we be getting bills, car notes. Yeah. All
and we're creating, we are creating habits at the same time. Bad habits. So even if you get it cleaned up, right, and your habits
are still bad.
You didn't got it cleaned up. God is giving you a second chance. It's clean enough for you to go get this big, beautiful home and these nice cars. But you still got a problem with paying your bills. Paying them on time. So guess what? You can still lose your things. So what we're trying to get you guys to know is those areas that you have issues with. To prep, you have to work on yourself. You have to work in those areas. And so if you know that everybody ain't going to get the partner, you might end up with a partner. Both of y'all have the same issues. Yeah. So work on yourself. Work on paying your bills on time, because when you partner up with somebody and that person is really good at what they do and they pay their bills and now they've hooked up with you and you don't, it's going to be an issue in the marriage, you guys.
It's going to be an issue.
It's going to be an issue. Now, some of us can just be very truthful and just say to your partner, hey, I'm not good at this part. Are you good? Mm-hmm. And this is just to be some discussions before, you get married. Yeah. And that person might be the person to be like, okay, well, I got it.
Hey, coach.
I got it. I got our finances and I'm going to be the person to handle it. But you have to be willing to allow them to structure the finances the way that they want to do it. Now, but I mean, you should still be counted, as well, and have some opinions about it and be comfortable with what the person who's better with the finances come up with, But finances are very, very important.
Yeah.
Credit is very important. You want to be an asset to your marriage.
Not a liability.
You do not want to be taking off the table all the time, or having your hand out all the time,
or creating debt.
Being a charity case to your spouse.
Yeah. It's just not. It
creates issues in the marriage.
Marriage is challenging enough. Why volunteer additional challenges that don't have to be? Why create more hurdles and obstacles that don't have to be? When you present your best self in the beginning, it makes things smooth. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough.
Right.
Present your best. Work on presenting yourself, your best self, as much as you can. Do the work as much as you can, so you make the ride as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
That's to be the goal.
Yeah, because again, we're not talking about perfection, because there's going to be some areas that you're going to hit.
Always.
And you guys, some of us have lived together for a while before marrying, and so you might even think that you know that person because you are currently living together with the person or whatever, but you would be surprised at how many people come out of a bag after the marriage. I know 3 couples who lived together beforehand. They thought they knew each other, but when they got married, all of a sudden, this is a different person now, because they had something in their back pocket, something I'm getting ready to pull out on you the minute we get married.
Yep.
And now here we are with a new challenge that we're about to face.
Yep.
Because all the time you were going out with the girls, I never liked it. And now that we're married, you're not going nowhere.
Now I'm going to say something. Not cool.
How you going to handle that?
Yeah.
Are you getting ready to go off and tell him that you not my daddy? How you going to handle
Divorce him?
You getting ready to run and get a divorce?
Right.
So, you guys, it's very important, like in the beginning, in the dating stages, that you have some questions, talk, communicate. That's going to help you.
That's going to help you
with
get
knowing,
ready.
even the way you raise kids. Somebody believes in spanking. Somebody else don't believe in spanking. Right. Somebody is a Muslim. Somebody is a Christian. You need to get that out on the table, because that in itself, those 2 things in itself, will tell you whether or not that should be the person you're with.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ask the questions, and those are 2 different questions that you can ask. And then, just like really basically, you need to also ask, what is your purpose in dating me? What are your dating purpose? Are you dating for marriage? Are you dating? It's a lot of different questions that are very important to ask.
Yeah.
You want to be, because if you're working on yourself and presenting your best self, you need to make sure you're connecting with a person that has also been doing the work.
Yep. Rhonda Spry Payne, he made a statement here saying, we are auditioning before the marriage. So I couldn't agree with you more, which is why when you go on an audition, how do you prepare? Do you go any old kind of way?
Honey, we be sharp, smelling good on it.
Do you go sloppy?
We be looking good. Talking good.
When you want to win over the audition, you want to get whatever role it is or whatever the audition is for. When you want to win, you go with your best. I'm bringing my A game. So why do we not bring our A game to the marriage table? Why do we not do that? We got to treat it the same way. Bring your A game. I'm bringing my A game to the table for this young lady.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my A game to the table for this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to win.
But not a fake A game.
No.
Because at the beginning we give our best outer self, right? And the best internal self that we can give at the moment. But it only lasts for so long. That's why I say it's very important to have that disagreement, because you need to see how the person is.
The real deal.
Under pressure.
Yep.
Or when you don't agree with them.
Yeah.
How do they respond? Do you have a cursing bandit? Are you with somebody that's going to cuss you out every time there's a disagreement?
Or hit you upside your head.
Oh, Lord.
Call you out your name, whatever.
Oh, Lord. So, you guys, there is work that you have to do first with yourself. We talked about those. The second thing that you need to do is to make sure that you're asking the right questions during the dating time. When you're dating, you're getting to know the person. Ron had brought up before, talking about children is another thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Talking about children is another thing, because we also know couples who split up because at the very beginning, a person may have told them, I don't want any children. The other person really did. And they're thinking to themselves, oh, they're going to change their mind later on. I'll get them to change their mind. They're so in love with me. And, I know that they'll want to please me and make me happy. Right? Yep. And so you think later on you're going to convince that spouse who already told you they didn't want no kids. And you find out in the marriage that they really didn't want the kids. And now this desire for you to be a mother or a father is gone. It never happens.
It's not going to happen.
Because you did not do the work.
Now we're ready to run.
You got to believe people. When people tell you, believe them. Don't try to think you so fine and they so in love that you're going to get them to change their mind down the line. We're just trying to help you guys. Preventive measures here. This is just preventive measures.
Communication is a great part of the preparation.
Yeah.
It's a great part of the work that has to happen prior to marriage.
Hey, Nicole and Andre and Rhonda.
Welcome.
Tyrone. Levita, hey.
Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. So you guys, do you have any questions for us? We've covered quite a bit.
Yeah. I think we gave a lot of good stuff today.
Yes, a lot of good nuggets. I hope y'all was taking your notes. I hope you did share the video.
Please share.
Because I know a lot of people are not getting married because they don't want to fail.
Yeah.
Anybody out there like that?
That's true.
I'm not going to jump to the first person that asked me to marry me because I'm scared of failing.
Yeah. Or they've used somebody else's failure to prevent them from doing anything.
Because divorce is like really, it's something that constantly happens, and that could be scary for the singles, and people don't always tell the truth either about marriage, and they look so good on the outside. Next thing you know, they're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to be truthful to people. I think people who are married need to tell the truth more.
Yep.
They need to talk about the marriage, and they need to be able to help and assist with those who want to be married and who are preparing for marriage.
Yeah.
We need to be able to tell the truth and say, hey, it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
But it does take work.
And that's a big reason that we started doing these videos, because we want to inspire those people who may have lost heart, who may lost the belief in marriage. The times we live in, there's a big disbelief in marriage in general. It's a big, hey, we could just do this dating thing forever.
Yeah, we got a lot of that.
We could just be friends. I ain't got to do nothing else with you. I ain't got to be nothing else to you but your friend.
Yeah. Oh, and you guys, I'm gonna do a separate thing with my ladies on not allowing guys to date you to death.
That's a whole nother segment.
Don't be with a serial dater.
Yeah.
Be with a man who knows what he wants.
What's up, Antoine? Cousin, what's up?
And if it's you, it needs to look like it's you.
Yeah.
Because you'll end up with a ring on your finger if that be the goal, right? So don't be dated to death. You want to make sure you're with somebody who knows that you're the one and that he doesn't continue to string you along. And then you've been with him for 10, 15 years. Y'all break up and he dates someone else. and marries them within a year.
Pops is on. Hey, Pops, what's going on? Antoine Gillis is.
Hey, cousin.
He asked a question. How long have you guys been married? We just
19 years.
We just made 19 years this past September. Next year will be 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. We'll be celebrating 20 years of marriage.
We get married at the turn of the millennium.
Mm-hmm. And we really are. Most married couples are into married couples.
Yeah.
There's a lot of married ministries, and a lot of times the singles are ignored.
Absolutely.
They are. I've recognized that. Ron has recognized that. Yeah. We have recognized that. So we want to say, look, we on your team.
Yeah.
But we getting ready to tell you the truth. We're getting ready to be transparent. We're getting ready to let you all know it's not all gravy all the time.
Yeah, we're gonna give it to you real. It's gonna be
work. It's gonna be work, and we want to prepare you. Yeah. Yes, the wedding is beautiful. Having the children is beautiful. Sharing your life with somebody is beautiful. But there's a whole lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And so today we were just going through some areas where you need to prep for the marriage, and that means starting with yourself first.
Yeah.
You know, it was more of the introspective part of it this time around, and not just looking at the other person and what they have and what they're going to give you and what you are requiring, but also, you know, checking yourself and making sure that you got the goods, that you've done your work, and that you're a good person, and that you have something to offer.
Take inventory.
Yes.
And get busy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
Let's see what Rhonda is saying, because some want to believe a tight bond is more important than a piece of paper. Absolutely.
Yep, that's true. That's true. That's what's being pushed.
Yeah.
That's what's being pushed so much nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't need to get married. We don't need the paper. And I guess I can understand it if you are someone who's not a believer. So you're not even looking at the fact that God created it. If you're not a believer of God, then you don't even have the right perspective. You don't even understand that, you know, that God created the family, that He created it. If He created it, it's good.
Yep.
It's good. Partake in something that's good. Marriage it helps with communities. It helps with communities. You can create communities where there are marriages throughout the community, and that community will do well.
Absolutely.
Because you have families in it. So check the communities that just have single women who are in our communities that are raising their boys. Some of those communities don't do as well.
Yeah.
It's one person.
There are bigger challenges.
There are bigger challenges.
Greater challenges and greater issues.
Some women have done it, honey. They did a great job.
Yeah.
But you got some other areas where there's some struggles, and these boys don't have fathers, and these boys don't have mentors all the time, and our communities are messed up because we have our young men and ladies in gangs and shooting and a lot of different things like that going on in the community. So marriage, you all, it's a good thing. Yeah. We want you guys to be successful at it. And so we're just telling you to make sure that you're checking yourself and make sure that you're going to have the goods as well. Just like you want them to have the goods. If you're dealing with insecurities, if you have issues with your finances, if you have issues with your credit, if you have issues with communicating, if you are dealing with insecurity, there is work to be done in those areas.
That's right.
You know, we kind of went over that. If you guys missed it, please replay the video, because we have a hard stop, right? Because you have a meeting.
Yes, we're going to have to get off of this particular video, but I think we covered a lot in this hour or so that we've been on. So you guys feel free to please share the video. Like I say, put it on your page, rewatch it if you need to. Also, to you guys, we have a YouTube channel that we're going to be uploading all our content, current and previous content from our older Ron and Nicole episodes too can be found on our YouTube channel, which is under Ron and Nicole. We also have our Facebook page, which is Ron and Nicole on there as well. And those of you who are not aware, we also have a website that you guys can check us out on, where we have a lot of content on there, musical, video content under our website, which is www.ronandnick.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
We appreciate you all. If there's any topics you want us to cover, we are doing both marriage and we are also caring for the singles as well.
Absolutely.
And making sure that they are doing the work. The work. Yeah, yeah. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this evening. We got on early. We usually do these on Fridays, but we had Thanksgiving. And guys, pray for me. I think I gained about 10 pounds in the last, 3-4 days. I feel bad just sitting here now. And I'm going to need to do my work. I'm going to need to do my work. We talked about health. With that, but also, guys, if you don't like your bodies, how they gonna like your body? And usually, if you don't like your body, you're not even walking around right. They can't even see the confidence on you. So if that's another area for you to make sure that you're working on before you chosen, go ahead and work on your body. Now, Shakita was on here earlier, and I know we're getting ready to get off, and you see the way that my husband is looking at me? Because I can really go. I can really talk. But Shakita did her work, honey. She lost that weight, honey, getting married. She was on here earlier. I don't know if she's still on here. But just do the work, you guys, because it's not all about what we want. We got to be an asset to somebody as well. Okay? Yes. All right.
All right, guys. Until next week. We'll come up with our new topic. If you guys got any ideas for us, let us know. Chime in. Put it in the comments. Leave it in the comments or inbox either one of us, and we'll check it out and we'll make a decision what we're gonna cover for the next show.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Love y'all. Have a blessed night.
See ya.
Blessed week.